Okay, welcome back guys, Ben here, and I thought I'd do another video on Dune Awakening, just to kind of touch base since the game came out on the 10th of June, and it's been now over 2 months. There is a new DLC and a free update coming soon as well, so I thought it'd be interesting, because I want to start off by saying this is one of the probably best survival games I've played in terms of the immersion in the setting. But it comes with a really big caveat, like a really big but. And everything we're going to talk about today is coming from the perspective of someone who's played this solo, like 100% solo. I haven't partied up with anyone. I haven't played this at all with anyone. And you might be thinking, well, Ben, your base is very shit, very small. And we're going to go into that as well. But I thought we've got two things to do: chores. We have fuel that is literally about to run out soon. And we've also got our taxes, which need to be paid. So, but I'll show you both of those things while I go get some fuel cells. And we kind of fill you in on kind of... I can't say this is like a full review. So, it's just going to be like my thoughts on the game at the moment, and the potential and the pitfalls. So, and like I said, with the perspective of it being from a solo player who also plays a lot of games, so I don't have the time to no life this and just dedicate this as my main game. So with that said, sit back, relax, comment, subscribe. And I think predominantly, although this gameplay you're seeing now isn't background gameplay, we're going to treat it as such. So I'm literally just going to do some chores while I have a chit chat with you guys. So sound cool? Let's go. So like I said, really enjoy the actual the collection of items, the mining, the crafting, the world and the exploration, and just the versatility and the kind of harsh realities that the desert brings. Really cool setting, and I think it's a real showcase on how to do a desert in a cool way with a survival game. Played a few games that are desert based, I guess you could say, kind of set in an oasis in the middle or something, but stranded in a desert or something like that. And they always lack that kind of interesting kind of, oh, I want to go over there, or what's over there, or oh, I should be careful. That kind of stuff is just tends to be not there in most of the ones that I've played. And to be honest, they are few and far between as well. There's not too many of them, and I think that is partly because of that reason as well. It's hard to do them in a good way. Let me put my shield on. We can lure this person in. Can we lure them out? Well, they're not coming out. We will take them out, and we'll come in for the kill. Ooh. There we go. Nice. So, yeah, I think the actual setting and the things you can come into contact with, and the little mini dungeons you get, and the little kind of settlements you can run into and stuff, all quite cool in terms of keeping it fresh. I log on, and whenever I am playing, it's normally quite a different experience. I'm not running the same things all the time. I'm kind of logging in and going, right, what do I need to do? Oh yeah, and then work towards this, because again, I log off. There is no clan gathering stuff in my absence. There is no other people in my party leaving a chest full of things for me to do. So my progression is very much tied to my own efforts. So that would be, on the one hand, a pro, that you can play this game as a solo single player. I mean, it's always online. That is a big kind of asterisk. But you can play this predominantly. You rarely bump into other people as well. So it's one of those things that... Oh. So other than the NPCs that you see I'm committing war crimes against, you rarely bump into other people. Like, you'll see other people's houses and things like that, but yeah, I'm playing on a European server. Like, I play mainly in the evening, where you'd expect it to be busier, and the server's still popular. There's still people playing and everything like that, but I guess maybe not in my region. And it's such a big game as well. Like, the space, oh, there's a battery over there. It is such a big game that you just have so much space to maneuver in. So you can kind of, I'm in this kind of middle area, still kind of in this middle bit. Got this bigger bit up here as well that we haven't done yet. And my progression's been slower. I'm coming up to about 20 odd hours in the game, and that's for two reasons. One, I've just been hopping on every now and again. I haven't been, like I said, like really focusing on this. But the other reason, oh, it's like a bit of sand is kicking up. The other reason is that if you don't log in for a while, so like you can see my generators are getting pretty low. I'm gonna bank what I've got here. There we go. Okay, so I've bought myself another day or so. I need to still get some more, which we'll be able to do. But basically, you have the power, which is based on your fuel cells that you've got, and you've got your taxes. And both of these, if they run empty, will mean that when the storm comes along, and your shield basically drops, that people can enter and loot your stuff, that people can destroy your building. But then also, it's mainly the desert, sorry, will destroy your building, and like any NPCs that drop and stuff like that. So I had, in this same spot, a massive base here. I really probably spent a good 3-4 hours, to be fair, instead of doing the quest, building a nice little house, and then didn't log on for like a week. And yeah, my taxes, they will collect. So I logged back on, and there's like a little, is it here? Yeah, there's like a little thing saying, probably see, that was the one destroyed by me. You can see like it just starts getting destroyed by the storm. Lost my sand bike as well. These two things here, the sand bike, and then I logged out, sad. and then my so my sand bike, I got stuck in quicksand, basically destroyed my bike, but I was like stranded in another area up here, these little lines, destroyed my bike, and you're kind of then stuck, and I got eaten by a worm. My problem was that my respawn beacon was like over here or something. I forgot, and yeah, basically by the time I came back here, my base was destroyed. So was sad times. But that is probably the one thing where if you've got time to be able to like log on every now and again, like, you know, if you're playing this like a couple of times a week or something like that, and maybe you have a bigger session, maybe you're just doing an hour or two here or there, then absolutely this is still something that you can, you probably won't run into that problem, you know. But well, I didn't make the biggest doorway. But where I'm going to go over here to go pay my taxes, let's put a waypoint there, but we're going to have to go across, follow this round. Let's do that. But yeah, if you're coming on at least once a week, you know, 2 times a week, something like that, you do a little bit here and there, pick up some fuel cells and stuff, you're probably never going to really run into that issue. But if you're away, which I do go away fairly frequently, then yeah, when you come back, like unless you got someone in the clan to like keep it powered up and stuff like that, you're gonna run into a bit of trouble. So that's just something to be mindful of. Oh, okay. Let's take these out. Oh. Oh, God. I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die here. Yep, it's okay. We can self-revive. Oh god, I've got my wrong weapon out. I got my wrong weapon out. Okay, my shield on this time. Alright, let's get that down. There we go. Okay, let's get the block in. Oh, no. Can we break the shield? No.
Found you.
My stamina's really low. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. There we go. And finish. God. Never a dull moment. There we go. Let's drink some blood of that. The reason I want to stop here is because these normally have some good parts for the bike. And you get some XP. But yeah, I think if you're someone who dips in and out of games, or you know you want to, you're someone who will play this for a little bit, uninstall it, come back. That's my one thing with this, is that when I put this down for like a few weeks, or I come back to this for like when they next launch DLC, that's it. Like my house will be gone unless I like maintain a schedule coming in. And for some people, that's probably enough to be like, no, I'm out. And to be fair, it's probably what will stop me returning to this for future stuff. Unless, like I said, I keep going, but I am someone who plays so many games, obviously making content and stuff like that as well. And I can't just play one game like these days. Like I need to like mix it around and stuff like that anyway. But it is quite good that you can just log on, pick up where you left off, continue working towards whatever you're doing. There's no like internal timer in terms of your progression or anything like that. So that would be my first biggest caveat. But then as far as like an MMO, like I said, you can play this as socially as you want, or just avoiding everyone, which is what I do. And obviously the Deep Desert, which is the final area, which I haven't been to, but that was originally a PvP only area. So, everyone funnels towards that at the end game. But obviously they made an update and they changed that. So now there is PvE only areas. Now you can still, from what I heard, there is still like potential to be griefed and stuff like that. I don't know how we're gonna make a dash over here. I don't know how like accurate that is and stuff like that, but what used to be predominantly PvE into a PvP funnel is now, if you want to, a complete PvE experience, and like I said, a complete solo experience should you wish. Is it quicker and faster if you're playing with others? Absolutely, like no question of that, and I think that will be the case for most MMOs, to be honest. But it's we're heading towards that big building there. But yeah, just like I said, for those that maybe are on the fence and you don't want to splash the cash because you're not sure if it's going to be your thing, and you predominantly play things solo. I know this is probably very niche, but we feature a lot of survival games on the channel. A lot of the survival games are either small co-op games or predominantly like first person or third person, but solo experiences. And yeah, I know that you might like those games, but you might be looking at Dune and thinking, I like the survival stuff of it, but I don't like the MMO aspect. And like I said, if you're someone who is going to log on fairly frequently to keep things maintained and topped up and stuff like that, then you'll probably have a really good time from the actual survival experience. Because what's here as a survival game is really, really cool. The still suit, the water mechanic on the left-hand side that you see there, your stamina, your health, and your energy, all these things with your skills and your research and all that. I've got so much research to unlock. I just don't know what I need to do next, kind of thing. Like what I want to focus on next. It's probably going to be the buggy, but I've just kind of been hoarding it because basically where I died and lost my house, I've had to start again. But I'm in the higher area, so I'm slowly getting stuff back. But I'm undergeared and wearing rubbish stuff basically for what I should be. So I'm taking my time. taking my time. But yeah, you got these little hub areas where you can you get some quests and things like that. But yeah, like I said, I think the yeah, I think from a survival game, it's actually pretty cool. It's just if you can get past the MMO aspect of it, if that's what you want to do. Now this person here, they're going to
music to my ears.
I'm gonna fly to I can't remember which one. I think it's Hagaboot. I think it's Arakeen.
Atreides and their war levies. Look, I can get you there, but I want a little extra for the trip.
So our tax is more expensive because we don't have an ornithopter yet. The ornithopter is the little flying dragonfly ship thing. If you're unfamiliar with Dune, and yeah, essentially we are essentially we are going to pay a little bit extra to fly to the big city hub, which you can fly to when you have your ornithopter, but obviously I don't have one, and pay our taxes. Because if you don't pay your taxes, then your shield, I believe your shield goes and your house then just starts to crumble over the sandstorms and stuff. So, you know, and the more bases, you can put multiple bases down, the more bases you put down, the more tax you pay. So I think it's quite a good system. And coming from, you know, I was someone who played a lot of PAX Day, which was that kind of player-driven economy, MMO kind of thing. I actually really liked it, but it was a little bit grindy and very light on content, and I don't know, some weird practices in terms of their direction and stuff. I think that game is like mostly negative on Steam now, and I think it was just poorly managed and a real shame. But that had a problem where, you know, there'd be a flurry of people at the beginning, myself included, and then as the weeks went on, more and more places got abandoned, and you just left with these, like, maybe the nice looking buildings or horrible little huts and all sorts, like, just, you know, where people didn't log on again. But they could log back on and it would be there. But it means if you never log back on, your stuff's just there still, taking up a plot, and, you know, in this, it means that if people don't log on for a while or they stop playing, that space will free up. Like, you're not littered with loads of empty, abandoned buildings. Eventually the sandstorm will come and clean it. And will everything returns to the desert. So this guy here is gonna kindly take our money.
You again? What now?
I'd like to pay my taxes. The sentence as an accountant I never like to say, but you know, we have to. So we're gonna pay the invoice, and there we go. So that is as simple as that. I feel like I said, we just paid a third of our income on taxes, but I did die holding all my money. So, because when I was last here, before I paid my taxes, there's a bank somewhere around here that you can deposit money, and I was like, why would you deposit money? Well, I found out that if you get eaten by a sandworm, you lose everything you're holding, including your money. So, I literally went back to being like a little desert pauper. I was very poor. And the fact we've had to pay $5 to get here as well is
where do you want to go?
Is painful. I think it's basin. There we go. Back to Anvil.
I never miss. Let's move before.
Oh, it includes a return ticket. That's good. It includes a return ticket. I didn't know if I had to pay another 2,500. But yeah, I think in terms of the like I said, the combat itself, I quite enjoy it. Like as you unlock more skills and things like that, it's a little bit, the melee is very clunky, and you can actually spam a little bit with the melee. And I don't know if that's a meta in PvP. I think it is, but it's the combat with like the guns and stuff like that feels quite good. It's like a nice little third-person shoot. Reminds me a little bit of The Division in a way. It's got like quite close, over-the-shoulder kind of feel, and I guess recoil-wise feels similar as well. But you know, I'm gonna just get my bike back out and head back. And for now, because I've got a load of stuff to put together still, and some other videos to film and games to check out, and I'm deep in some other games at the moment, I have bought myself some time. So I'm gonna head back and yeah, log on in a few days' time and get some do some more stuff there to get some more fuel cells and progress my quest and go from there. But I think that's the thing, it's how you approach this, and obviously with an update coming out and DLC, this might be something that's on your radar again, and you might be revisiting it thinking, oh, should I not? As far as like gameplay is concerned, I really enjoy it. I've even played this a little bit on my Steam Deck, which on the one hand it's great because you can play it low, 1200 by 800 resolution. It's not really an issue, and it's actually Steam Deck verified as well. It's not like, you know, you're trying to botch it or anything. It's you know, verified and works. The main thing obviously is if you're traveling like I am, like on a plane or something, you can't really play this because it is online only. So it's not like you can log in offline and play. So yeah, that might give you an option though if you're away and you're really desperate to log in, which is probably what I'd do next time. Is I could then pop on my Steam Deck and just do a little bit of errands to make sure my base doesn't go. But in a way, should I really have to do that? You know, but it is an MMO. That's, you know, I'm almost asking for a single player version of this, and that's not what this game is, and not what it pretends to be. So that would almost be unfair to expect that. But I think that would be my major drawback of it, is that if this, because of how I play it as well, where I play it as a solo survival game, it's a shame that I have those drawbacks. But it's because I'm almost pretending or role-playing that it's not an MMO, just because of me playing it solo. So yeah, like I said, a little bit of a ramble, a little bit of a just talking about Dune and stuff. The game itself is actually really good. I really like it, and it's probably something that, like I said, I'll dip into now and again, progress a little bit at my own pace, and just go from there. Really cool. But yeah, is it, like I said, is it for everyone? Absolutely not, because some people just don't have the time to put aside for that, and it is something that, like I said, the fuel generators, I think you can put in enough. If you went and gathered the stuff, you can put in enough to, I think, have 21 days. You can have like 3 weeks worth. Obviously this timer will just still count down, but it will be paid, so there won't be any penalty. And then obviously it'll then kind of reset, and I think it's 7 or 8 days off the top of my head. Can't remember, but yeah. What do you guys think? Have you checked out Dune yet? Have you been on the fence? Is it something that's been holding you off from trying it? Like I said, actually, I think it's stunning from the world building and the visual stuff, and just so much to go and explore. I haven't even been in there yet. I think I don't have the gear to go in there, but that's like a thing I can go in and explore. I think got these that act like dungeons as well, which are really cool, and these little rec bits where you get certain stuff. So it's pretty cool that you know, when you're looking for what to do next or what kind of thing you need to craft, you're like, right, okay, I need more of this, more of these items and stuff, and then you can kind of go and build up your stash. Loads of different things to do. So, and lots of little contracts and quests you can do as well. So, you know, like I said, solo experience, it's slow going, but certainly like grindier games that I've played. You know, it's not like, I wouldn't say it's grind, not at least at the moment. I have heard that obviously as you go to like higher tier stuff, there'll be more stuff to grind and things like that, but I think there's enough with the environment and the survival aspect that gives me the interest, I guess, to keep going. Plus, I'm a fan of Dune and the world and the films and stuff like that, so that goes a long way, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.